Welcome on in, guys. Tobin here with you, and thanks for checking out the channel. Hope you're doing well out there. If you guys could subscribe, that'd be great, and appreciate you stopping by. Just got done watching Miami Heat Summer League as they got waxed by the Lakers today, 103-83. And for notes going into this one, no Pelle Larsson in this game, no Keyshawn Johnson in this game. No Kyra Lewis Jr. in this game. They also did not play Vlad Golden either. So definitely a game where Coach Glass was trying to get more guys some minutes and some time. But we did get another significant chunk from Kel'el Ware. And we got another Struggle City game from first-round pick Kasparas Jakučionis. So let's start there because everybody, I think, was probably tuning into this game to see what Kaz had to bring to the table today, and he got his game started off on a rough note with Bronny James picking his pocket and getting a transition slam. Yakonis today, again, a day where he did not convert a field goal. He was 0 for 3, all of them three-point attempts. He did get to the free throw line late. He played in garbage time in the fourth quarter, which was a little bit strange. 5 turnovers today, 4 points, 2 assists, 3 steals. Does hustle his ass off. Like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, hey, there's a lot of great stuff to go here with Yakonis. I understand all the fans' frustration just because the fans are just in general frustrated. But, like, dude, come on. They've been together for 4 days. He's 19 years old. You got a bunch of guys who are trying to scrap and make the league. This guy has a guaranteed contract. I don't know if that's necessarily a recipe to get everybody set up, especially right off the bat. Perhaps while you're together for 2-3 weeks in Las Vegas. Everybody knows Summer League doesn't really start till Las Vegas anyway. Okay, the California games, you throw them out the window. And if you would have gone back and looked at, I remember, I was doing a radio show and we were talking about Nikola Jovic. And, I mean, Jovic, dude, I mean, he had himself some Summer League stinkers. So I am not worried about Kasparas Jakučionis stinking up the joint, not having a very impressive Summer League thus far. It is very early. I know nobody wants to hear that. But, like, look, to be honest with you, it wasn't even the thing I came out of today's game the most concerned with, and I might sound like I'm a bit of a worrywart here. But I want to talk about Kel'el Ware for a second. I want to talk about Kel'el Ware because as much as we can harp on Kasparas Jakučionis and everyone's going to think that Coach Glass doesn't know what he'd do, get Dan Basacchio in there. You put the ball in his hands. You don't know what you're doing. Guys, I mean, like, look, I get the frustration with the Miami Heat. We're really going to go on this note with the Heat as far as developing players. It's kind of their best thing they're doing right now. Catching whales, big trades, free agency, all viable complaints. Developing youth right now, that's what we're going to do with the Miami Heat. Like, they kind of know what they're doing there. And, yeah, he hasn't had a good couple of games. But that's okay. I think it's Summer League. It's not even the real Summer League. It's like the pre-Summer League. And they've literally known each other for days. And, there's going to be, why isn't he running the point? Why isn't he getting the ball? Why is he only playing 20 minutes? Hey, if we get to the middle of Vegas and this is still a problem, okay, we can maybe sound the alarms a little bit, I guess. But to me, he looks like, for the frames that he's had there to have the ball, he looks like he's playing a little tight. The shot looks a little tight. The decision-making looks a little tight. He's playing a little hot potato. He tried a cool little bounce pass today that just had a little too much English on it. Like, he just looks like he's playing a little tight. And maybe he's given up the ball a little bit. And he's gotten his cookies taken. And, Bronny James kind of gave him the business today. And so this shows you that there's still some ways to go for the young lad. But also, it's game 2. We gotta chill out a little bit. I will say though, I want to talk about this. And maybe I sound like a lunatic here because if you watch this game on Twitter, he had maybe two of the coolest highlights of this game, because this was a game that wasn't very exciting for a Heat fan. I mean, you were basically dominated today by Cole Swider. Nobody wants to see that. All respect to Cole. Hope he has a great career. He's 26, playing summer league games. Somebody give this guy a chance. But some of this stuff is hard for me to tell, because I think that they're trying some things with Kel'el. Like, I definitely think that, like, defensively, like, you could see that they got him out on the perimeter a little bit more. There was a time where they had him with Dane Danger in the second half where, like, essentially Kel'el was the power forward, it looked like, and they had Danger in the paint. But there's just one thing that really stands out to me. And it's not even that Kel'el hasn't had a great field goal percentage the first couple of games, because he is shooting a lot of threes. Like, he's getting up 4 attempts a game these first couple of games, and the one that he had today was sick. I mean, you guys could go check it out, but, like, he does, like, this, this dribble turnaround 3 ball. I was like, whoo! And then he probably had the dunk of the game. I know you'll probably see Bronny James's dunk left and right nonstop tomorrow on ESPN, but Kel'el Ware put Buddy on a poster. It was a nasty setup. And the other thing that's interesting about this, I'm confused a little bit about him, because it looked like offensively things weren't going necessarily the way they were defensively. But Kel'el Ware today finished with 3 rebounds in 28 minutes. And it was interesting. This is interesting to me just because Coach Glass came into this, and he's said this twice now, where, like, they want to show he's the real deal. Yesterday, he's telling reporters that he wants him to dominate. And I can't say that Kel'el Ware's dominated. Now, yesterday's game, he definitely, like, cranked up the intensity. And you had a different guy in the fourth quarter to kind of take that puppy home than you did in this game. But in this one, there was, like, one where he has a lazy inbound pass, and then he has to end up, like, trying to block the shot. It gets called for a goaltend. And I just know if Udonis Haslem saw that 3 rebounds in 28 minutes and being the tallest, most athletic guy on the court, I think that Udonis Haslem would vomit in a bag if he saw that. I think that would make him sick to his stomach. So, to me, that to me almost stood out more than the Jakučionis struggles. Because it's like, all right, a 19-year-old struggling at basketball to start this thing off? No bigs. I'm not sweating that yet. So, yeah, Kel'el coming away with 3 boards today. Javonte Cook, Myron Gardner having more rebounds than he did. Dane Danger having as many rebounds in 16 minutes as he did. No offensive rebounds for Kel'el Ware. Little more, buddy. I would like a little more on that when we're talking about. I get it. You're playing second night of you're playing second back to back. The fact that he is playing is impressive. And then the other thing so there was that. Now, on the other side of it, there was some things that were interesting with Kel'el, particularly he did have there was one rebound that sticks out in your mind because it set up one of his alley-oops where he gets it and, like Jovic, goes. And I'm trying to remember I want to say, was it Gardner who set him up, or maybe it was Cook that set him up for this big. I was like, whoa. It was Cook. And no. Which one was it? It was Marcus Williams. He gets the rebound, runs the floor, then finds his guard. He gets Marcus Williams the ball. Marcus Williams sets him up for a sick lob. And I will say, in the first half of this game, particularly, you can have an argument the summer league Heat of guys they've been around for 4 days throw better lobs to Kel'el Ware than the actual Miami Heat, other than Jovic, dude. Just food for thought there. That was something that stood out. It was not as good in the second half with that, but the Heat in this one, they got on like a little run to try and bring themselves back, but it did not keep up. It did not keep up in this one. And so, yeah, to me, that was just like it's not something I'm bitching about. Don't get me wrong. Like, Kel'el did some really awesome stuff out there. But it stands out. Like, you're just like, and so I think he's picking. It feels like he's picking his spots. Like, I definitely feel like when you watch him, it kind of feels like a men amongst boys as far as talent's concerned. Like, he's probably too good to be doing this. But also, I don't necessarily know if he's gone. I feel like, the Heat do things that are kind of a test, and I don't necessarily know if Kel'el is playing full throttle domination that they're looking for. So I'm curious about that. I don't know. I haven't listened. I'm sure they'll put up Coach Glass's presser after this one and what they're trying to get, because he's definitely trying some different stuff. So, like, you can't take all of it for, this is the regular season, because they're putting him at different positions. He's trying some, like, small ball stuff. He's doing stuff you don't see in the regular season. It's just, I was like, man, when I saw that number, I was like, yeah, and that kind of feels right. It didn't feel like he really dominated on that, in that regard either. And he didn't have, like, the defensive game. But look, he did, credit to him, play in the back-to-back games. He played a hefty amount of minutes. So there's that. As far as anybody else who really stepped up and showed out, Myron Gardner had a good game. He had 14 points. Bryson Warren kind of made me sad that they gave him Duncan Robinson's number. Like, the body's not even cold yet, and he's wearing number 55, but he's probably been about as steady as it gets. He led the team in scoring today with 18 points. Again, no Pella, no Keyshot. So there was definitely some opportunities, and I think that's probably where people's frustration goes with Kasparas not balling out the way that he did. Should mention on the other side of this thing, Dalton Knecht, because he has been mentioned in some Heat rumors in regards to the Andrew Wiggins deal, that he could be a little sweetener. I think he's 0 for 9 to start the summer league, so he's a second-year player, and he's old. He's 24. And their first-round pick last year. Remember those 2 weeks where everybody said that he were idiots for passing on Kel'el Ware for him? But he was 2 for 7, 4 points. Nothing to write home about. And I think if you're the Heat and you're watching this and you're like, hey, if you guys want Andrew Wiggins, you probably are going to have to part with that first-round pick, because I don't think this is enough. I don't think he's enough for the Heat to part with. You could probably come out of this game and the Heat might be more interested in trading for Bronny James than they were Dalton Knecht, because Bronny played a pretty good game. Did a good job on Kasparas, the Heat's first-round pick, 10 points in 10 minutes today. Hit a couple shots from downtown. I don't know why he only played 10 minutes. I think he's dealing with something. That seems a little strange, because he was playing really well. That game was in control, so I don't know what the deal was there, but that certainly stood out. And yeah, Cole Swider, king of the summer league, dude. That was noticeable. So the Heat, I believe, are off now until Tuesday, and I think that is the Warriors. I think that's their last game in the California Classic. But all in all, I get it. This was kind of a two-man story. Kasparas has not really found his footing yet, and Kel'el Ware, still a highlight reel machine. Rebounds to me just a little more Kel'el. Still my favorite Kryptonian. All right, this is by no means a call out. This is by no means worried. This is not on me questioning his. I just know if you faxed that box score to Udonis Haslem and he saw didn't he say a rebound every 3 minutes? Isn't that what he called for? Well, I don't think that math is mathing. 3 rebounds in 28 minutes. I feel like Udonis Haslem vomits in a bag when he sees that box score. So that's it. But that's literally that's my only complaint is from him. Everything else, I get it. People are freaking out. They think that Yakonis is a bust, even though he was picked at 20. But it's early, dude. It's early. As they say on Love Island, it's early days, love. It's early days.